The ISL STEM Glossary is a fantastic resource for professionals, parents, educators, interpreters, and anybody who are working in the deaf community or are involved in deaf education, and particularly in STEM subjects. So in Ireland, there are over 5,000 people that use ISL as their main mode of communication every day. And it can be a challenge because there are some words which would have different signs, maybe no sign at all. So for example, the word multiply, you could have one teacher that would sign multiply like this, you know, 2 multiplied by 3. You could have another teacher with 2 multiplied by 3. So you're different, and then when you have deaf students moving on in their education and they're learning one particular sign with one teacher, and then to, you know, having to relearn a sign with another teacher. So a team was set up by Dr Elizabeth Mathews and with academics from DCU, deaf professionals and linguists experts in ISL. And I was privileged to be involved in that team myself as a math teacher here in the Holy Family School for the Deaf. And we got together and we discussed the current numeracy signs, and we created some new signs for mathematics words. And I have to say, it's just a fantastic resource to have. Going forward, I'm more confident in using signs and in teaching the students the signs. And I know that this resource is there for any professional working in deaf education. So if they move forward to another teacher, that they can refer to this ISL STEM Glossary to know the signs. And what I'm particularly find very, very helpful and beneficial is the signs for statistics and the mean and the mode and median and the range. I just find it so visual, and I know it really helps my student to understand the concept of that subject. So a very, very beneficial resource, and it is expanding into geography, environmental science and other STEM subjects, and hopefully one day every mathematical vocabulary will be covered under the ISL Glossary. But again, fantastic resource, highly recommended, and I don't think it's just beneficial for deaf students only. It can be beneficial to hearing students as well. So great resource, and check it out.
The establishment of the ISL STEM Glossary project has been absolutely brilliant. I myself have been a maths teacher for the last 17 years, and before the STEM project was set up in DCU, I was finding a lot of challenges within my teaching. And this was particularly because students didn't have a clear understanding of the mathematical context. Confusion arose because English words are used differently in maths. Take the word mode, for example. This may have been signed differently by different teachers at primary, post-primary, visiting teachers, or home tutors, for example. Mode has a glossary sign now which incorporates and inflects the sign for often, but we may ourselves have been signing it differently, using versions based on other signs like again or same. The students then see these different signs and think they refer to different concepts, rather than just the same single concept in maths, the mode. And hearing students are advantaged in this way. They can hear the one term, mode, learn it in the right context, while deaf students are confused. But with the establishment of the STEM programme, we will hopefully see a single sign used for mode, leading to a common understanding of the term becoming embedded. And I can see a lot of teachers, home tutors and family members using the STEM project signs. And this is going to result in a greater common understanding of the meaning of these terms in the right contexts. However, there will still be challenges. Newly developed signs for these concepts may compete with the older signs, which are still remembered and used by students. This will require continual use of the new signs in teaching, so that students using the sign for mode based on the sign for again, for example, will eventually begin using the glossary version. School teachers or staff may continue to sign mathematical terms their own ways also, leading to confusion for other educators, and it should be clarified that the different signs have the same meaning in a maths context. I can definitely see the STEM project helping to develop students' conceptual understanding of the meaning of these phrases in maths contexts. For example, teaching the term coordinates was a problem for me, but now I can use the visual sign for coordinates from the glossary representing the brackets X and Y, which the students grasp easily, or the sign for median, which visually indicates the midpoint of a set of values. Again, far easier for students to achieve understanding. The STEM project has been extraordinarily successful for deaf people, providing clear and visual ISL resources which assist understanding of meaning in context. And I want to thank the STEM project team for their incredible efforts in providing equality and access for us in this way.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr Elizabeth Mathews. I'm based in Dublin City University and I'm the project lead for the Irish Sign Language STEM Glossary project. The ISL STEM Glossary is an open access online resource that contains translations of science, technology, engineering and maths terminology into Irish Sign Language. It's open access because we want anyone, anywhere in the world who has an internet connection to be able to access the work that we have done here. We come up with the translations as part of a multidisciplinary team. It's a long process. We start by identifying the key terms that we want to work on over the course of a funding period, usually 12 months. We bring a multidisciplinary team together then around the table, and that includes people like Irish Sign Language linguists, Irish Sign Language interpreter specialists, representatives from the deaf community, teachers from the Schools for the Deaf, and subject specialists who are usually academics in their scientific field in the university sector. And with the combined expertise of that group of people and a lot of debate, we come up with terms that are scientifically accurate but also linguistically accurate for Irish Sign Language, and we then make them available on this open online platform. Our plans for the coming years are to extend the glossary from what we have done so far. So the glossary started in 2018 with funding from Science Foundation Ireland for a pilot, and that looked at maths terminology. Since then we have also added terms from environmental science or geography and from biology. This year we are doing a national expansion of our project, which means that we are going to extend the work that we have done by adding more maths, geography, environmental science and biology, and adding new subjects in the way of chemistry and physics. We've been funded since 2018 by Science Foundation Ireland, and we have funding again from them for the next 18 months, but we are also funded this year for the physics extension by the Institute of Physics, which we are delighted about. We'd love to get in touch with anyone who wants to know more about the glossary. You can find us at www.dcu.ie/ISLSTEM. Thank you.